it's time for some food. Oh yeah, look, I'm really hungry. Dean is here. I did a 100-mile cycle yesterday, so please, you need to fill me up.
So you need refuelling?
I do.
Right, so I'm on a mission to bring back the banger.
Oh, good.
OK, so I've read that sales of sausages have gone down by almost 2 billion over the last 5 years. And they're kind of becoming a little bit in danger of becoming almost a little bit of a novelty food, you know. But I grew up eating sausages, you know, they're sort of proper comfort food for me. You know, we look at old bangers in mash and sausage casserole. I'm making a really nice, light, summery tomato pasta dish for you today.
I like this, it sounds good.
So, obviously, the star of the show is the humble sausage. You know, you can use whichever flavours you like. I mean, I absolutely love these kind of...
There are so many flavours out there. It completely blows you away when you go to the sausage section of the supermarket. There are just too many to choose
well, we've got butchers in Bristol, and literally you go down on Saturday morning and there's queues out the door, you know, and they all make their own sausages, loads of different flavours, but buy the best quality sausages you can afford. Normally, one with a meat content over 80% is a good place to start, basically. But I love these kind of chorizo sausages because they're going to just release loads and loads of flavour. Okay. Now, we've got that really kind of nice, spicy, paprika-rich oil now, which I'm going to use to flavour the rest of my pasta dish. OK, so I'm just going to pop those out of there, because these are just caramelised in a nice hot pan for around 5-6 minutes, just to kind of get them cooking, get that caramelisation, get the flavours. And like I mentioned, I've got that lovely, lovely oil, which I'm going to use to flavour the rest of my dish.
Perfect, OK.
But the element which makes it lovely and summery are these bad boys here. So I've got some cherry tomatoes, and I love these, right? And I make this at home for my daughter all the time because it's got that beautiful sweetness. And now the trick to this is I've just roasted these nice and slowly. So have them, salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, stick them in the oven around 150, probably around 40 to 45 minutes. And what they do, they just kind of dry out, intensify, and that natural sweetness of the tomato comes out.
It's got an Italian flavour to it. This
do you know, it's beautiful. Do you know what? If you make this in bulk as well, it freezes really, really well.
OK, good.
So I've taken half of those and I've popped them into one of these little mini blenders. I've had a little dash of olive oil in there as well, just to help it break down.
Nice.
It's pretty much as simple as that, right? You know, it doesn't get much...
This is your pasta sauce?
This is my pasta sauce. So I've got the oil from the sausages in there. I've got an onion, about 3 cloves of garlic. I love a bit of garlic in there. So just get that kind of cooking off. Now, you want to cook that down for around 2 to 3 minutes, just to start that kind of, you know, softening and take out the rawness of the flavour. But you can see they change colour already because that's the flavour coming from the sausages. Right. So let that cook gently. Now, this is totally optional. OK. A little glug of white wine.
So I got some in the pan, some in the glass.
Exactly, yeah. That's a good place to start anyway, isn't it? Right, now, what this wine does, like I say, it's totally optional, but it's all about a balance of flavours. OK, we've got this beautiful natural sweetness from the tomatoes, and that wine, the alcohol's going to cook out, but it's going to leave that little bit of acidity.
Do you need to add something else if you weren't going to add the wine?
Do you know what? You could add just a little bit of lemon juice at the end, just to kind of balance out the flavours. Lemon juice, you know, just really lifts flavours of any dishes. So use that as a bit of a seasoning, like salt and pepper, really. So let's get my tomatoes in there as well.
Oh, wow.
A little pinch of salt and pepper. Now, the reason I've kept those out there, because I like those kind of bursts of tomatoes, I'm going to use the rest of those for the dish at the end. Right, so just let that...
Look how neatly you do. See, if this was my house, there'd be splatters of tomato sauce all over the edge.
At my house, it's normally like that, especially when the daughter's helping out in the kitchen as well. Right, so the sausages go back in, and you just want to let that cook down for around... I don't know, 10 minutes, just to get that lovely kind of sauce consistency. OK. So over here, let me go through the other pans. I've got my pasta, OK? You hear about chefs saying, you know, cook it al dente. If you want it al dente, that little bit of bite to it, cook it for 2 minutes less than the packet says, OK? So 10 minutes, cook it for 8 minutes, you've got al dente pasta.
Oh, that's good, OK.
And what you can do as well, if you want to let your sauce down, save some of this kind of starchy water and just use that, OK? I've also got some breadcrumbs, which I've just toasted off, going to add a lovely bit of texture. And I've got these little bits just to finish off. So I've got these baby bocconcini, mozzarella, I've got some olives, I've got some oil, I've got some fresh basil. So, I mean, that is summer on a plate.
Actually, my stomach is rumbling already. I'm very excited about this. Thank you very much.
Not even when you wet yourself on telly?
No.
Why not? Why are you not embarrassed?
Because it's so normal now.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it really isn't.
It is. So,
no, it really isn't.
You know, I would be embarrassed if people didn't like it, or people like...
Well, can I say to you, a lot of people don't? I don't. I really don't, love. Honestly, I have to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I mean, I totally understand.